Hi everybody, this is Elena Nebreda and this is How to Survive Reverse Culture Shock. I've been receiving some emails asking about my own case of reverse culture shock, and I thought I would share a little bit about it. In my own case, I was born in Spain, and I was living in Madrid until the age of 22, until I ended up in the States, and for about 8 years, most of them in Colorado. And I came back last year, and I had a really bad case of reverse culture shock. Once I found out a list of the symptoms, I could almost place a check after each one of them because I was the perfect poster child for it. In my case, it was hard because I sold my house in Colorado. I turned 30 and had a little bit of a life crisis at that moment. I had very little money left, and I didn't have a job lined up. And on top of that, my then Spanish boyfriend dumped me via Skype. Ouch. 2 weeks before I was moving back to Spain, so that was hell. I happened to mention those two things, the fact that I turned 30 and the fact that my ex-boyfriend dumped me, because many expats find themselves in similar situations. For some reason, personal crisis or like love crisis seem to be either the reason or the cause of many moves, and in many cases, many people after them or because of them, they go back home. So I ended up 2 weeks after I arrived in Madrid, just walking around the house and looking at the walls and just not knowing what to do. I felt this horrible floating sensation, like I didn't have any control over any aspect of my life. I had no idea how to adapt, and I didn't want to go out because so many things outside annoyed me. So I became like a Howard Hughes, and I ended up staying home like a hermit, and I ended up actually in an anxiety, a very high anxiety state. Ended up swallowing a giant can of condensed milk, which made me pass out on the floor until then my childhood friend found me, and she took care of me, and then she said, "Hon, I think you're really having a bad case of reverse culture shock." And I was like, "What's this reverse culture shock thing?" She's like, "You don't know?" And I'm like, "No." And she started explaining what it was, and it all started making quite a bit of sense to me. I went online and I found tons of resources that somehow helped me, but I still found them really loose. I needed more of a plan, so I started putting together a plan for myself, and it started working. I also started hanging out with tons of expats and ESL teachers in some places in Madrid, and many of them were talking about their own reverse culture shocks back home, and or even returnee expats, Spaniards that were coming back to Spain after spending some time abroad. And somehow I always seem to have a little bit of advice for them in most cases. So one day one of them told me that I should write a book because he knew so many people that could need a well-structured plan and book. So that's what I did. I put together a book and I created this blog, and I hope I can just serve you with by talking about returnee expat issues that we face. It's not the same moving abroad than moving back home. It's a completely different game, a completely different story. So that's it. That's why I do what I do. I would love to hear your own stories about your own cases of reverse culture shock, and I just want to know what it was like for you. That's it for today. This is Reverse Culture Shock. I'm Elena Nebreda. Thanks for watching. Bye.